All right, we're on to energy resources part 2. So we already talked about our non-renewable energy resources, predominantly fossil fuels because those are the most popular. We talked about uranium and its positives, and we definitely talked about the big drawbacks being pollution related and mining and human risk related, and then the positives being cheap and easy to use. So negatives were huge, positives, money is a big factor. So now let's look at our alternative energy resources, or our renewable. So one that Virginia has approved for use is wind energy. We use wind turbines off the coast, and it makes a pretty good amount of energy. It's producing pretty much good, clean energy. Drawbacks being, so the negatives, here I'll put the negatives on this one right next to it. So we know the negatives, because the positives are all going to be pretty much the same. So negatives would be birds. Birds actually die when they fly into the propellers, which seems like it would be silly. Like, why is that a real thing? But birds, migrating birds in particular, will fly right into the turbines and can actually wipe out quite a few of them at once because the windmills are so large. We've got hydroelectric, or water power. So hydroelectric. Now, negatives. It affects the environment on this one because you have to build a dam. So the dam actually upsets the ecosystem, and that can be a big problem. Then we've got wind, we've got water. We've pretty much covered the air factor. Now there's also ocean ones. You can make ocean that control, which is also known as tidal energy. And that's only something you could do near the ocean, obviously. And again, you have to build a dam. It's a temporary dam where the dam doors close and catch the tide, and then it slowly releases. But it definitely can upset an ecosystem. So you've got wind, you've got water, you've got oceans. Then we've got solar, which I'm thinking is probably the best bet. Solar energy, the only negative to solar is that it's not always sunny, but we can store it very well. So really that drawback's not as serious of a drawback. And you do need a lot of direct sunlight. But Burlington, Vermont actually just switched to all solar. They use all renewable energy to power the entire city, which is pretty remarkable because they're pretty far north when they don't get a lot of direct sunlight. So that was a huge step for solar. It's become much cheaper, so it's not as much of a money expense as it used to be, and it's very, very efficient and obviously clean. It's coming from the sun. The other one that can be, it's sort of like a renewable slash non-renewable, is geothermal, which is heat from the earth, and it's triggered by volcanic activity. So the negative is you have to be near a volcano, so near volcanoes. Iceland is 100% geothermal. They use all geothermal energy to power their city. So that's an important thing. But that's, again, they're right there. They have lots of volcanoes. They're on a plate boundary. That's why geothermal works for them. Now the positives to these. So if we're looking at all of these, oops, sorry. So if I look at all of these, they all are, we're not running out. So there's plenty to go around. Another positive, most of them are clean. Actually, all of them are clean. So they're clean, they don't affect the environment. Clean means you're not damaging the environment by using them. So there's plenty of them, they're clean. Really, there aren't a whole lot of negatives. You know, if you look at it, birds, dams, it can be a little bit costly at times. So you're creating new environments is sort of the spin they like to put on it. But really, there's lots of good options with alternative energy. Now the problem is we have to switch gears. We make a lot of money off our non-renewables. So switching to alternative is definitely something that we look to in the future, but it's still kind of a challenge right now. So these are your main renewable, and these were your non-renewable. So renewable was our focus today, and it is a viable option.